Good morning. We will start shortly. Good day and welcome to another micrographics webinar. My name is Sean Bauer and I will be presenting this webinar today, 9th of January 2024. I am an applications engineer and AEC consultant with micrographics, and today's topic is what's new with AutoCAD Specialized Toolsets 2024 and all the relevant updates. Today's agenda, there'll be a short introduction, discover how to best take advantage of AutoCAD and Specialized Toolsets 2024 and what is new, 2024.1.1, the new AI assistant, which is also available with AutoCAD LT 2024 and can also be accessed on Mac. We'll be discussing specialized toolsets and their updates, smart blocks, placement and replacement, markup, markup assist, trace updates, Autodesk docs improvements, activity insights, and conclusion. So here's a brief introduction. Discover what is new with AutoCAD 2024 Specialized Toolsets, an introduction to the AI assistant, how you can use it and how it is relevant, how the user interface has been updated with docs, how you can synchronize DWGs and PDFs, your activity insights, my insights, smart blocks, markups, trace updates, and then the tool sets, which are all industry specific and their features and how you can incorporate intelligent AEC objects into your drawings. Tool sets are separate downloads and installations which provides tools to efficiently create designs for multiple disciplines. So first off, discover how to best take advantage of AutoCAD 2024. With several new features, AutoCAD 2024 introduces Activity Insights. This provides details on multi-user activities in a DWG file. Stay connected to data throughout your project lifecycle. Be informed of relevant file changes and access with an activity log. Activity Insights helps bridge information gaps in your collaborative AutoCAD workflows. Activity Insights tracks events whenever a drawing file is opened and being worked on, similar to worksets within Autodesk Revit. It can also track some events outside AutoCAD, such as drawing renaming or copying in Windows Explorer. Activity Insight database is displayed chronologically in the Activity Insights palette. At the same time, events are being written to the database as you work in the drawing, which keeps the contents of the palette current. There are a few new commands for Activity Insights. Once you're within your workspace, in the command, you can type in Activity Insights Close and Activity Insights Open, Activity Insights Path, Activity Insights State, and Activity Insight Viewed Logging. Next up, My Insights. My Insights is a way to complete your projects faster with helpful tips and features from My Insight. Autodesk shows you some tips and tricks. Next is the Markup Imports. You can import feedback from paper or PDFs and add changes automatically without altering your existing drawing. Markup Assist. With text markups, use the new Update Existing Text feature to replace or alter existing text in the drawing with text from the imported markup. Markup Assist in 2024 now recognized crossed out or strike through text, allowing you to quick erase equivalent text in the drawing. PDF text comments added via the Adobe software can now be inserted into the drawing as a mLeader or mText. When Markup Assist detects instructions within the markup texts, for example, move, copy, rename, delete, whatever was handwritten or typed on the PDF, you can select that text to start the associated command. AutoCAD recognizes certain words and you can immediately just select the written text inside your workspace. To use Markup Assist, you need to enable Traceback in the command, and then you can enable Markup Assist. While Traceback is on, you can toggle Markup Assist on or off. Choosing a Markup Assist boundary border now selects all AutoCAD items within it. It is similar to creating a cloud revision. AutoCAD 2024 also introduces the concept of smart blocks, making placing and replacing blocks easier than ever before with a little AI assistance. Auto replacement is a new option located on the blocks palette that provides locational and rotational suggestions for blocks as they are inserted into the current drawing. AutoCAD remembers what you did previously and it will copy a similar action. The Layout tab menu allows users to switch between layouts, import layouts from templates, and publish options. Then there are a few enhanced web functionalities. So other improvements such as the Apple Silicon native support, speed improvements in the performance with the count and blocks palette, a new PDF SHX system variable, the AEC print or the AEC 3D print command exports AEC objects to a STL file format for 3D printing. And lastly, a schematic symbols table creates schematic symbols tables from reports. Discover how to best take advantage of AutoCAD 2024.1. We now have floating windows. These display drawings windows side by side or on multiple monitors within the same instance of AutoCAD. Your drawing history, you can now compare past and present versions of a drawing to see the evolution of your work. You can send a controlled copy of your drawing to teammates and colleagues to view or edit from anywhere. This can be done via a link, or you can also make it a view only option. AutoCAD Anytime, Anywhere. You can create, edit and view CAD drawings with a browser using AutoCAD on mobile or on web or on a desktop applications. You can push your AutoCAD drawings to Autodesk Docs. So you push your CAD drawing sheets as PDFs directly from AutoCAD to Autodesk Docs. and then most importantly, the new AI assistant, which we will delve into next. On the screen, you will see an example of activity insights. It remembers the day, what was done, who it was done by, and you can always revert back to it and you can make comments on those changes. AutoCAD 2024.1.1, the new AI assistant, also available with AutoCAD LT. With AutoCAD 2024.1.1 and later updates, you can now access the AI assistant within AutoCAD or AutoCAD LT and AutoCAD specialized toolsets. The AI assistant is conveniently located next to where you sign into your Autodesk account at the top right corner of every AutoCAD 2024 product. Specialized toolset applications, same with AutoCAD LT. Make use of this feature to navigate toolset application that you are using. Ask questions when an error occurs, create a support case, or get into contact with an Autodesk agent. The AutoCAD help system was said to be invaluable as a resource for users, and with the new AI assistant, you can now access resources and more from within the workspace more conveniently. With this tool, you can ask for guided self-service questions and have real-time response. The AI assistant will make suggestions and further narrow down possible answers for your questions. And if the information given isn't exactly what you were looking for, you can log a support case with or contact Autodesk agent directly with the use of the chat palette of the AI assistant. So let's get into the specialized toolsets and their updates. AutoCAD now includes the industry-specific versions of AutoCAD. Autodesk AutoCAD 2024 toolsets, previously known as AutoCAD Verticals, provides access to tools to efficiently create designs for architecture, mechanical engineering, electrical design, plant layout, and GIS topological mapping, as well as raster design. These can also be viewed on the mobile and the web app. It is included with your AutoCAD subscription. The toolset products run as separate applications. These include the architecture toolset, use specialized building design features and 8,000 and more intelligent architectural objects and styles to speed up architectural drawing and documentation. There are similarities between Revit and AutoCAD architecture, as you also make use of 3D elements and levels. Some naming conventions differ, where Revit uses families for example, furniture, doors and windows and so on. AutoCAD architecture uses blocks and smart blocks and is flexible when importing a 3D view from Revit, a Revit file, RVT. To continue working on the Revit model in AutoCAD architecture, you can just import it as a 3D view. Some elements, when imported into AutoCAD architecture from Revit 3D view and exported DWG file, do not keep their parameters, such as walls, windows, and doors. Once you have exploded the 3D WG exported from Revit into AutoCAD architecture, some elements becomes lines or hatch patterns. They are divided into thin layers, but ultimately you can work with the 3D view and manipulate it in such a way to continue working in AutoCAD architecture, as the BIM principles that Revit utilizes are available in AutoCAD architecture to a certain degree. Revit families, the .rfa files, aren't converted into smart blocks or dynamic blocks. Mechanical toolset makes use of specialized mechanical design features and 700,000 plus intelligent manufacturing parts, features, and symbols to speed up product design. The electrical toolset makes use of specialized electrical design features and 65,000 plus intelligent electrical symbols to boost productivity for creating, modifying, and documenting electrical control systems. The MEP toolset uses specialized MEP engineering features and 10,500 plus intelligent mechanical, electrical, and plumbing objects to draft, design, and document building systems. Plant 3D toolset uses the specialized plant design and engineering toolset to efficiently produce P and IDs and then integrate them into a 3D plant design model. Map 3D toolset use specialized mapping features to incorporate GIS and CAD data to support planning, design, and data management. Access spatial data stored in files, databases, and web services, and aggregate it with your AutoCAD design data. Raster design toolset use raster to vector tools to help you edit scanned drawings and convert raster images into DWG objects. As part of the AutoCAD toolset, you can have access via the mobile and the web app. Just a brief overview of what the differences are between AutoCAD and AutoCAD specialized toolsets. For this webinar, I will explain a few differences between AutoCAD and AutoCAD architecture, just as an example. AutoCAD is mainly used for 2D drafting to convey design intent by utilizing lines, arcs, and circles to illustrate the design, whereas AutoCAD architecture, the toolset, is based on the 3D modeling principles similar to Autodesk Revit. It is based on intelligent walls, doors, and windows, which you can find within the ribbon as 3D elements, where you can also select a specific type of wall, single wall, cavity wall, all the above that you generally get within Revit. These are known as AEC objects. These intelligent objects give the designer the ability to manipulate building elements at a higher level, far beyond what dynamic blocks have traditionally offered, concurrently speeding up the process and eliminating possible errors between views. A recent study shows that general design between AutoCAD itself and AutoCAD architecture can speed up your work up to 60%, saving a lot of time. It is important to note that these AEC objects are not backwards compatible. Even though you can save an AutoCAD DWG file from 2024 format to 2013 format, you cannot save back the AutoCAD architecture as the components aren't backwards compatible, same as with Revit. AutoCAD architecture has all the same functionality as AutoCAD, plus the addition of tools designed for architects to enhance the workflow of construction documentation. Since all AutoCAD functionality is available within AutoCAD architecture, you get more in almost every way. Create levels and associate objects or host objects, AEC objects such as doors and windows, into walls. The AEC objects have hints of building information modeling, also known as BIM, which has become the standard for larger government and institutional projects. Autodesk Revit is a BIM authoring software that uses a standardized hierarchy of objects, category, family, type, and instance, allowing the designers to build a 3D model at a higher level. Some consider projects created in AutoCAD architecture to be BIM, but it requires strict drafting and CAD management standards. You can also synchronize your DWG files with OneDrive as an additional feature within AutoCAD on the ribbon. AutoCAD architecture and MEP. AutoCAD Architecture 2024 boasts the new AEC 3D print command for both the architecture and MEP toolsets. With this command, you can natively export the AEC objects to an STL file format that is compatible with 3D printing, all without converting the 3Ds to solid. Improvements for the architecture and MEP toolsets have been made to the CUI, tool palettes, and templates to support the migration and custom files and locations. Design Center content for the architecture toolset has also been enhanced. More than 100 new MV blocks and block references are added to the architecture toolset contents pack for Design Center. The content includes external lighting, bathroom accessories, furniture, site, kitchen fittings, and more. No one likes errors, which is why Autodesk has introduced the ability to purge invisible AEC data with the new Purge AEC Data command within AutoCAD Architecture Toolset 2024. When errors occur, first try the AI assistant, which is available in the software. AutoCAD Architecture also gives you the opportunity to do renderings. If your computer is strong enough, you can do your own renderings depending on your graphics cards or your RAM available. But if you wish to do high quality renderings, you can make use of cloud rendering. However, you will need to purchase credits with Autodesk. You do get 100 credits to start with. There are a lot of advantages when using 3D models with AutoCAD Architecture and MEP alike. Easier to create elevations and sections from your floor plans. You simply click the symbol, drag it over the drawing, or place elevation markers to view elevations and sections similar to Revit. This is a difficult task in AutoCAD for drafters to change an element in plan view, like a door or window, and then having to update that change in elevations and sections. You have to manually remember which window you changed and how much you changed it, and then go change it in the elevation. Now with AutoCAD Architecture and MEP, elements are updated across all relevant elevations and sections in real time, mimicking real-world behavior and construction. As with all software, with more capabilities come more complexity. And some things are harder to figure out if you are not as experienced with using the software. One example of this is AutoCAD Architecture is style-based, and thus getting objects to appear on screen and plot as you would expect is not as easy. That is where the Display Manager, Display Representations, and the Style Manager comes in. AutoCAD Architecture is much different in its workflow, but once you become adapted to using all of its tools and functions, it is well worth the investment. As an example of AutoCAD Architecture importing a 3D view from Revit, a RVT file, a project file, the tool palette designed, for example, as displayed here, is part of the installation and has a wide variety of AEC objects and elements for easy use, which displays in all views, plans, sections, elevations, details, etc. These elements also schedule. Creating door and window schedules are also easily created, as the intelligent objects are updated with the schedule. No matter in which view you make changes, all views and schedules update. AutoCAD Mechanical. As AutoCAD Mechanical is standard driven, most of the updates in 2024 revolve around the updates to the standards. This includes an ANSI and ASME standard update to the section line to support the AWS Y14.3 2012 standard revision. The taper and slope symbol is updated to support the ISO 3040 2016E standard revision. In both cases, AutoCAD Mechanical continues to support the older standard revisions, meaning you can open documents created in previous releases without having to update the symbol standards. In previous versions, the taper and slope symbol calculated the angle of an object's taper or slope. However, when making changes to the object, the calculation did not update to match. In 2024, the taper or slope now automatically calculates when creating or changing the symbol. based on a baseline you set. To not use the calculated value or to manually edit the value utility, choose the original option. AutoCAD Electrical 2024 includes quality improvements. In the PLC database file editor, multiple assemblies can now be linked to PLC modules. Use catalog information to populate the connector's parent pin. The B test block workflow no longer hides the pin wire connections in the symbol builder attribute editor. All characters for cable markers now appear in the surf dialog. The C&T value now synchronizes between schematic and panel components. When starting AutoCAD Electrical, the Install Access Database Engine dialog no longer gives false alarm information. Symbols, improvements to the workflow for toggle NO/NC contacts. When you place a wire, it can automatically link to where it previously was selected or placed. With AutoCAD Electrical 2024, you can now create a schematic symbol table from schematic reports. This report lists and describes the symbols used in the project. Use the table as a starting point to surf through the various locations used in the project. Wire type synchronization, a new feature for AutoCAD Electrical 2024. In previous versions, updating the wire type connected to a source arrow did not update the destination wire type. In 2024, when changing the wire type, all wires in the network update. In the destination drawings, AutoCAD Electrical will add the missing wire layers and properties for the wire type, if needed. New manufacturing catalog content is also available in AutoCAD 2024 Electrical Toolset. For example, Schneider Electrical Catalog content and the associated panel footprint drawings for control relays, foot switches, pilot lights, and enclosures hardware. Also, Siemens AG catalog content and the associated panel footprint drawings for ET200 series. AutoCAD Plant 3D. Plant 3D is a version of AutoCAD targeted for the design and layout of process plant facilities. Use it to create and edit P and IDs, 3D models, and extract piping orthographics and isometrics with an industry-specific toolset for plant design. The redesign and simplified ortho table setup dialog supplies more table capabilities for ortho drawings. You can now add the bill of materials, also known as BOM, for piping, equipment, steel, and nozzles, and spool lists into ortho drawings. You choose the components and properties for inclusion in the BOM, how the components group, and the sort order. Additionally, set the display to long description family, or long description size, or description in the BOM. The pipe spec viewer now displays all parts available for a specific size. Use the search to find specific components. Change the size and spec. Update in both the pipe spec viewer and part insertion panel, which you can find on the ribbon. The new interface supplies better control for displaying single-line piping representations in orthographic drawings. You can also specify double-line piping when switching between single and double-line display. Importing and exporting Excel data performance is improved. Additionally, Microsoft Excel is no longer required to be installed on the system. You can now undo the checkout of multiple drawings in a collaboration project. 2024 introduces redesigned edit parts and edit properties functions in both the spec editor and the catalog editors. Edit the parts within the selected family for inclusion in a spec sheet or catalog. In the spec sheet or catalog, set the property definition for the selection part sizes and the current part class or all part classes. When using the external database reference manager, you will be prompted regarding the depreciation of the feature in future releases. Recommended instead is using the new external data sources feature. You can now manage external mapped properties in Project Setup. This includes adding and configuring data course connection strings and removing external data sources. When no external data source is available, the Map External Properties dialog supplies an alternative method to adding external data sources directly. After specifying the mapping properties, use Map Properties to add a virtual property. In addition to the many resolved issues with AutoCAD Map 3D 2024, you can now plot drawings correctly, having data from WMTS connections. When editing a form in the Form Designer, you can now select multiple controls and change the common properties at one time. The default location of the data, report, pics, and log folders is now in the Users App Data folder, which is a hidden folder. You can find it under C, Users, Username, App Data. AutoCAD Map 3D 2024 now supports the Snake Grid EWR2 and NAD83 CSRS Alberta 3TM coordinate systems. AutoCAD Raster Design. The ribbon that is displayed in most programs' workspaces includes the Raster Tools tab. The Raster Tools tab contains many of the commands that you use for AutoCAD Raster Design toolset. Click the arrows below each panel to access additional commands. The following chart outlines the functions you can access through this tab and provides cross-references to sections in the Help for more information. In the panels from left to right, which are displayed on the screen, you have Insert and Write panel with its functions for insert, save, export, embed, and capture raster image data. The following panel, Manage and View. This manages raster image data and allows you to interactively display data about the pixel under the cursor. Correlate correlates your image by matching, moving, scaling, or rubber sheeting. The Edit panel. The functions there are edit raster image data by allowing you to touch up, clean up, erase or rub, crop, and process the image. The REM panel, edit bitonal, color, and grayscale raster image data. Options are provided to select raster entities and then vectorize, edit, or remove them. Vectorize and recognize text panel converts raster arcs, circles, texts, lines, polylines, rectangles, or contours to vector format and converts raster text to AutoCAD text. And finally, the Snap panel sets the snapping mode, which controls whether your cursor moving within an image automatically jumps to raster entity endpoints, intersections, or other significant points. Smart blocks. Smart blocks placement. Available for blocks inserted using the blocks palette. The new Smart Block functionality will recommend the placement of blocks based on where you previously inserted that block into the drawing. This makes it easier and saves time to place blocks into your drawings. The block placement engine looks at how you have already placed blocks in your drawing to infer the orientation and where to put the same block next time. As you add a block from the palette, the engine suggests placements near similar geometry you have placed the block before. For example, you have already put a chair, a block, into the corner of a wall, two intersecting lines. On the next insertion, AutoCAD automatically orientates, scales, and positions the block as you move it close to a similar corner. When AutoCAD makes a placement location, you can click to accept, tab to toggle to other suggestions, or move away to ignore. Holding Shift and W temporarily disables suggestions. Here is an example of what the blocks look like, how they appear, and the options you have for them. The insertion point, the scale, the X and Y, the rotation, angle you can specify. You can also select auto placement and repeat placement, or even explode the object or element. The new automatic block placement capabilities is now enabled for blocks inserted using the blocks palette to help you place blocks easily and save time. The block placement engine learns how the existing block instances are placed in your drawing for the next time you place the same block. As you insert a block from the blocks palette, the engine gives placement suggestions close to the similar geometry where you've placed the blocks before. In the blocks palette, when selecting block references to replace, AutoCAD now suggests similar blocks to choose from. When replacing the block references with the selected suggestion, AutoCAD maintains the scale, rotation, and attribute values of the original block. For example, you selected chair 7, it will automatically show you other suggested chairs that can also be placed. You can pick already placed chair 7 and then use the suggested blocks if you would like to use different blocks. Markup, Markup Assist, Trace Updates, which are all available on the mobile and web app and the desktop application. Markup and Markup Assist. AutoCAD 2023 introduced Markup Import and Markup Assist. These features use the trace function with machine learning to detect the markups, delivering a quick and straightforward way to evaluate drawing revisions. But with 2024, Markup Assist with text markups use the new Update Existing Text feature to replace or alter existing text in the drawing with text from the imported markup. Even crossed out text can be used to quickly erase equivalent text in the drawing. Markup Assist detects instructions such as previously mentioned, move, copy, remove, or delete. Trace Update. Within AutoCAD Web, Mobile, and the desktop application, trace is equivalent to putting tracing paper over the top of a drawing, allowing you to mark up and supply comments without any chance of making changes to the drawing. Autodesk continues to improve trace. With AutoCAD 2024, use the new Copy From Trace command to copy trace objects into the drawing. While a trace is open, enable Trace Back, then start the Copy From Trace command. The 2024 version of Trace applies new settings, such as Overlay Effect, Geometry in Trace, Drawing Background, and Faded Markup. The Overlay Effect is for adjusting the tracing overlay transparency. The Geometry in Trace to adjust background geometry transparency. With Trace Front enabled, this affects the geometry in the drawing. With Trace Back enabled, this affects the geometry in the trace in the back. Using Drawing Background to adjust the imported markup transparency, or the Faded Markup sets the transparency of markups tagged as faded. Drawing background and faded markup are available only on imported markup traces. These trace updates and markups are also accessible via the mobile and web application. Autodesk Docs improvements and activity insights. Autodesk projects. In AutoCAD 2024, you will find the Autodesk Docs options renamed to Autodesk Projects. Selecting this launches a new projects pane showing the hub selector and project path tree. Use the breadcrumbs for navigating the project's structure. The change is seen on the homepage of AutoCAD and all specialized toolsets. The performance interacting with the files stored in Autodesk Docs is improved, particularly when viewing large files, opening a drawing, and navigating the Start tab. To move between layouts, create a layout from a template, publish layouts, and more, and use the New Layout tab menu. Right-click a layout name to see more options. Use Ctrl or Shift to select multiple layout names from the menu. Ensure you are using the most recent desktop connector when accessing files from Autodesk Docs. Activity Insights. New to AutoCAD 2024 is Activity Insights. This feature supplies the knowledge of the actions taken by you or others in your drawings. It can also keep track of things that happened outside of AutoCAD, like renaming or copying drawings in Windows Explorer. When opening a drawing, the previous events are read from the Activity Insights database and shown in the Activities Insights palette. As you work in the drawing, events write the database, keeping the database and palette up to date. AutoCAD writes the drawing changes to the Activity Insights event location set in the Options under your Files tab. When multiple people will be working on the drawings, change this to a shared location. This ensures the logging of your drawings activity regardless of who works on it. This can also be done on OneDrive. Within AutoCAD, you will see it still displays your recently opened projects, then the new Autodesk projects, learning, and My Insights. At the bottom, if you would like to find out more about what is new, online help, community forum, customer support, and the mobile and web app. AutoCAD Toolsets, as a conclusion, offers great time-saving and revolutionary means to create the same drawings with a higher level of design. Smart blocks have replaced the use of dynamic blocks and will assist with faster navigation to placements and replacements of blocks. The new Markup Assist and Trace updates will increase the workflow for multi-disciplines and reduce time spent on errors. Make use of the AI assistant, as machine learning will improve AutoCAD for future updates. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us here at Micrographics. Hope you found this webinar informative. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and do not forget to click that like and subscribe button for future webinars.